live on the intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. I'm your host, Ben, and we have a great show planned for you today. But first, the forecast from intellectualradio.com weather center today. Partly sunny and humid with a chance of a hit or miss thunderstorm. High 84 degrees tonight. Partly cloudy and humid. Low 72 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy again with strong thunderstorms in the afternoon. Could be severe in the range of wind damage, heavy rain, downpours. The list goes on, and could be a weather watch. High 84 degrees tomorrow night. Partly cloudy as as showers and thunderstorm continues. Low, humid, low 73 degrees Wednesday. Pleasant, high 82 degrees. Thursday, pleasant with less humidity, high 5 degrees. And Friday, sunny and pleasant, cool, high 71 degrees. The weekend forecast looks like this: Saturday, pleasant, high 76 degrees. Sunday, partly cloudy and warm with a chance of thunderstorms, high 82 degrees. The Drive at 5 is also part of the fabulous 5 at 5, only on intellectualradio.com. Tonight, my guest is the creator and co-founder of Mama's Rockalocks, right?
Yeah, that's what I call myself, Mama Rockulocks. So,
Rockalocks, as well as the co-founder of Crown Act Law. Please give a Drive at 5. Welcome live in the studio, Charmin K. Edwards. And on the intellectual line is president of Jenny Cap Company and founder of the Crown Act Law. Please give a Drive at 5. Welcome on the intellectual line to Jennifer. Jennifer is Jennifer. I was about to say Jennifer, but it's the way it's spelled, Atkins, on the intellectual line. But first, please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station your background, beginning with you, Charmin.
oh well, my background is beauty. That's my background. I've been in the beauty industry for over 30 years. Love hair and helping hair grow and understanding the different techniques about hair. And ended up coming to Chicago via Hurricane Katrina. And once I got here and had a series of mishaps, but they were beautiful in the end. I had to have a kidney transplant, battled cancer, still battling it, flares up every now and then, but you have to stay committed to the cause and committed to doing the right thing. And so I'm excited. Chicago has been good to me. And through all of this, I ended up inventing Rockulocks because I saw where there was a need for a hair accessory for curly hair. I started wearing braids 20 years ago. My God, it seems like yesterday. But it's 20 years ago. Couldn't find anything to hold my hair. And so the cell phone charger in my car was coily. And I took it out and wrapped it around my hair, and Rockulocks were invented. They're healthy. They go right in. They come right out. They don't get tangled. They're perfect for Afro puffs. Absolutely perfect. And, everything is in perfect timing. So I will say that once I found out about the Crown Law in California, I immediately went and spoke with our congressman about getting it passed because it's an exciting law. It's unfortunate, but it's exciting because people now to see that our natural hair, the only person who can really make things and understands our natural hair is people that have it. And so I expect this to explode when it comes to hair accessories, hair products, because curly hair is so wonderfully unique. And when you deal with it every day, or you're a mom with daughters, and you can have 4 daughters with 4 different textures of hair, the only experts in that field, of course, are my sisters. So I'm excited about the effect that the Crown Law is going to have on the economy and for women that are out there making products for ourselves and our daughters and our significant others, husbands, sons. But it's a good day. It's a very, very good day in the world of natural hair. So I'm excited.
So, Jennifer, what is your background?
Sure. So again, Jennifer Atkins, Army brat, raised in several different cities, born in Germany. From California, though, went to high school in California, graduated there, started a business there called Jenny Cap. Made these different caps out of my at home, and then put them in a trunk, and then sold them by day, all various Walgreens stores. And I amassed about 250 stores, sort of it's called DSD, direct store delivery capacity, and that's how Jenny Cap got started. I created a patent on the special design for the cap, and that was issued in 1995. I've since been designing head garments or hair millinery, night millinery, for especially concentrating in black hair care, black products, how you maintain your hair. So I have about, I would say, 50 different designs that I've done. So I've just kind of went crazy. Some of them I've actually filed patents on, and so I've got about probably 10 pending patents and got some licensing deals going on with that. So my space is definitely black hair care in the hair maintenance, head garment area. So after the Walgreens success, that opened the door to Walmart and Moore's Drugs and CVS and Rite Aid and Kmart. It really did well in the mass space until the bubble hit in 2008, 2009. And then, I was, instead of getting orders sent, I was getting orders returned to me. And that's when I went into a bigger licensing deal and let somebody else sort of take it over because retail was sort of shot during that time. So, I found a family, moved to Chicago, from Oakland, sold some babies, just sort of.
You sold
A
some
little bit of
babies?
a hiatus.
What did you say?
Yeah, I got married. My husband happened to be from Chicago, and that's how I wound up in Chicago. Everybody says, "You don't talk like you're from here. Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Oakland." Like, "Oh, you're from Chicago, Florida?" I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Wow, really? Why don't you come here?" And then, I tell the whole story like all over again. But I love Chicago. I'm glad I'm here. A lot of good minds are here. It's a place to start a business. A lot of people are embarking. A lot of entrepreneurs are here. I noticed. Definitely, it's very hot here for entrepreneurship. So, just getting things back going with Jenny Cap. I've got some really big deals with some large national companies. I won't really say the ink isn't dry yet. We're really excited. Charmin and I met, 10 years ago?
10
Charmin?
years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
10
10
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Around business, I have this item called the braid bonnet, which is the first braid cap that came out 2001 with a tuck band that goes on top. So the other braid caps you see now, they're just a tight cylinder sock, but mine was the sock with a tuck band elevation technique, and it's still sold today. But we're going to be relaunching a lot of that stuff. But met Sean, and we've just been going strong ever since. So when the Crown Law, it's actually called the Crown Act. So the Crown Act got started in California by Senator there. Governor Gavin Newsom signed it actually July 3rd of this year, so it's very recent. But what basically the Crown Act basically states, which is kind of ridiculous that we had to do this, but it totally is necessary. That in the workplace or in a public setting, people who have natural hair, specifically Afrocentric styled hair, cannot be discriminated against. So in a professional setting, natural hair was deemed, dirty or unprofessional or unkept, unclean, or whatever. So now they can no longer do that by law. And so the law had to be passed because, we wake up this way. This is our natural hair, but it's really not accepted everywhere. So that's what the Crown Act is endeavoring to do. So it's really, it's a law and it's an HR thing. And what Sean and I want to do, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your point.
Yeah, so what Charmin and I are trying to do, we're trying to get this into Illinois needs to pass it. New York quickly passed it. Michigan's on tap to pass it. Ohio, there's one more state that's got a bill like in the process. But we want cosmetology schools to have certified areas of learning around natural hair. We want there to be a new certification around federal facilities. So when you go to a hospital or you're in a building, you're getting hair items if they are a standard issue in the first place. You're getting hair items that are applicable to natural hair, like Afrocentric black hair. So you're not getting like a thin tooth comb or shampoos that are going to strip your hair away. You've got to have two hair lines now because Afrocentric hair is just that. It's unique from all other hair types. And then finally, we want to start HR consultations. So we know about black hair, but the issue becomes when other people want to like point their fingers and sort of laugh at like at a fro when they really shouldn't do that. It's like pointing your finger and laughing at dark skin. I mean, it's just the same thing. So we're happy that this is around, and we've got a lot of work to do. So the website, crownactlaw.com, sort of explains it all, the law, what we're going to do, who we are. And the first hit today, Charmin, I'll have you know, came from someone, I don't know which city, but she wants the natural hair kit is what she wants. So
Okay.
I think we're going to get a lot of people talking about this. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So let me pose this question because this is a branch off of what we did last year. It was said on this show about a recent ruling last year, the Supreme Court passing such a law, and I asked that to Congressman Danny K. Davis, and he said we need to vote, and that includes on a federal and state level,
Mm-hmm.
because the judges, especially in the Supreme Court, are conservative and they don't necessarily reflect our views. They're more into the corporate views. So, with me saying that, are you surprised, like me per se, you have a black caucus in Springfield and in city council? Why any one of these elected officials would stand up and say your appearance and heritage is protected in the state of Illinois? Now, it's not election time, but I guarantee you, if this was next year and you guys were doing this, they will put on a dashiki and they will put the black fists up in the air and wave it just like you just don't care type of thing. And basically, they would say, I'm black and I'm proud. However, when they get elected, they become the Graham Cracker Caucus again. Your thoughts of what I just said, because you're raising an issue with the Crown Act law that deals with natural hair. Supreme Court ruled it's still out there. One state, California, as you mentioned, said, no, we're not going to abide by this. But you got a state in Illinois that has a strong black caucus in the city and in the state. Nothing. Your response?
Well, my response is when I went to the congressman, he immediately said, pull it up. Let's work on it. And so that's what we've been doing. So, as you know, if you really know the congressman, and you're only as good as the people that support you. Let me say that, because he can't do everything on his own. It takes a team, and it takes a team of people that are they're ready, they're willing, they understand, they don't drag their feet. You have to have a solid team when you're trying to get things done. And that's why I can applaud Senator Holly out of California, because she had to have a dynamic team behind her to get it done. And so that's what Jennifer and I are doing, is helping the congressman. We're helping to get a dynamic team. So if you're out there, please go to theCrownActLaw.com and become a part of the team to get this done, because it's going to take a team. This is not something that one person. I already feel our governor, I might be speaking ahead of myself, but I believe our governor will sign it, but it's not something, and like with everything, until you bring it up, you have to bring it up, because these people have so much on their plate
Oh,
Unless,
come
no, I'm
on.
telling you.
It's not.
No, look.
Is it like I got so much? You make it sound like a buffet.
No, but you
It's like I
do.
have so much on my plate.
Well, you
You
do.
that's where you have teams. That's why you have an assistant. That's why you have a
But
chief
don't,
of staff. That's what you have.
well, everybody, doesn't have the same agenda. And when you have a great leader, he's trying to lead the best he can, but you do have to have.
I'm not pouring salt on him.
No, no, no,
I'm
not at
not
all. I know
I'm
you're
not
not. I know you're not.
I'm just making a
Because
point here
absolutely.
because the point is it's kind of like you just can't and I said this off air and I said it here too. You just can't say I'm black, and I'm black and I'm black and I'm black.
Right, right.
And then all of a sudden and I'm going to bring this up.
Okay.
So every single time we talk about black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden we veer off course because something is more important than our issues. What I'm saying is why you don't have someone on your team and say, hey, brother, you need to stay focused.
Mhm.
Hey, sister, you need to stay focused.
Well, I think on some teams they do, but let me say this to be clear. I did not know 20 years ago when I was desperate to find something to just hold my hair. And I've never used rubber bands. I've always been afraid of them, that if I, opened it too wide, it would pop and hurt. So I've never done it. I never believed in it when I did hair. So for me to find out that there is absolutely, unequivocally nothing on the market. And just the other day, I ran into a woman who had a little girl in her puffs. And I said, oh, man, let me run in my car. I've got this perfect thing for you. Right. And she said, oh, because the rubber bands hurt. I said, honey, you don't have to tell me. I'm a sister. I know. But none of the stores would know because they don't have daughters with African-American hair. And nobody thought it was important, or, you just didn't figure it out. We don't have a footprint in retail. This allows us a beautiful footprint to say, you know what? Buyers, we are excited you're going to be looking for us because we have
they're not
now,
excited to look
I
for
think
us.
so because they want to
just
make
want
money.
our money.
Well, but you know what? But you can't get our money without dealing with us on this issue because it's not like straight hair. This is our natural hair. It's just like I told
the
a buyer.
media says straight hair is where it's at.
Well, that's the media. We're not the media. Well, the media can say that all they want to, but all you have to do is look.
Well, let me jump in because so the media has said that, and we're living with that. We live with a lot of legacies of just being told we're not where it's at. But despite that, I think the story here is, despite all of that, this natural hair movement didn't start when Gavin Newsom signed this, this act into law. This natural hair movement started perhaps 2 years ago when it wasn't even cool to be natural at all. I mean, you really got ridiculed and laughed at by Black people.
Well, that's true. So, now she's being honest with that.
So now we have come, I would say, about 80% of the circle of where now you see the majority of people wearing natural hair at some point in their hair life. So there's so much to learn about how Black women especially do their hair.
Right.
I mean, that's why the Black hair care segment is 9 times more than all other hairs. It's nuts. It's bananas. Because we straighten our hair and we color our hair, which everybody does that. Good.
But let me can I say something right here?
And then we do braids, and then we do weaves, and I mean, we have a lot going on with our hair. And now people are getting it because of what? The dollar bill, y'all, the money.
Well, that's what I was getting.
Not deny the money part. This is why you have large companies coming to me and saying, can you help us with our multicultural? They call it multicultural. Can you help us with our multicultural line? And so because of that, we now have an opportunity.
Yes.
To say, well. We don't want this to be, you take our nuggets, you sift through the good ones, take what you want, and leave us with nothing. We now have to say, this is how this is going to go down. Or we're not going to share. Now, if everybody doesn't do that, we're going to see ourselves fall through the same situation where we are now. The number one category in beauty care for hair, and own none of the brands. Zero. Where on this planet does that ever happen? Like that's unheard of.
Well,
And that's the craziness of this law, of where we are, of the fact that we spend more than anybody else. So we have to capitalize. This is intellectual radio. We're going to go there. We have got to capitalize on that part. That's why that certification piece is so important. So the why? Well, because if you're in a federal program and you have the Crown law, then that means that you, federal government, have to create a certification program that if you're bringing in these products, they've got to be certified by Black owners. So now we're going to recreate our Black ownership that was very viable 15 years ago.
Well, can I say something? I was trying to interject to prove this point. You said Black ownership in hair care industry in the 70s, in the 80s.
Yeah.
We had that.
Oh, we had it.
We had it.
Oh, yeah.
But there you go again. We sold.
Ooh.
We sold it to the white man. A lot of people, we definitely sold it. Nobody didn't step up to the plate and say, I want it. None of the preachers have said, let's put our money together so we can make it stay Black. What the issue that I have here is kind of like this. And I'm going to bring this up. We talked off air, Jennifer, about the Jay-Z incident. And it brings me to my point. We had a discussion regarding Jay-Z partnership with the NFL.
Yay!
And she said it was a boss move for him.
Boss move. Big boss play, baby.
I disagree. I disagree because you know what? I think he sold us out. Just like Bob Johnson did.
How did
Bob Johnson to this day will sit here and tell you selling BET was the biggest mistake of his life. No matter how big, it's kind of like this. Once you sell something that's good, just like Dr. Dre, he had beats. They said, I'll give you $1 billion.
Okay.
Guess what? He got his billion.
Okay.
All right. Guess what? How much they made? How much that company made right now? Beyond billions now. But see, this is where I'm going. Every single time that something is going good for us, no matter if it's a political issue, no matter if it's a financial issue, we just say, okay, I'm done.
But that's not true.
That's it.
No, wait.
I'm gone. I'm gonna sell to the highest bidder, and it is gonna be white, and they know that. And then we're sitting here and saying, I'm black. Why we can't be Black? And they know we don't have the money.
Well, and that's exactly why I say kudos to my boy Jay-Z, because first of all, he has a family to feed. And nobody's going to dictate to me how to feed my family.
He has a family to feed.
He has a family to feed. And any props to any brother that could make a boss move, because he doesn't know anybody anything when he's got babies to feed. And Beyonce ain't trying to hear nothing about what Pookie said. He's got babies to feed. Number two, let me tell you something. Look at Fashion Fair. Fashion Fair was it. And you know what they do? You know what buyers used to do? They didn't buy it. They didn't put it on the shelf. So as much as Fashion Fair put its stuff out there, if you don't put it on the shelf, when somebody comes to buy, you know what they say? We don't carry it anymore. We don't carry it anymore. And then pretty soon you're out of business. So when somebody says that a Black company sold out, no sirree, I sold up. Because these companies.
How did Jay-Z sold up? And let me rephrase this, because he basically did this, and it goes back to what I said, and I'm gonna phrase that to you, Jennifer. Basically, this is what he did. He capitalized on
his family. But go ahead.
Chris Kaepernick. He capitalized on an issue, and it goes back to my point. Every single time a person who see finances or cha-ching, they always want to talk about black issues every single time. Every single time. And it goes back to what I said before, but I'm going to rephrase it. Every single time we want to talk about wheat bread issues, but somebody got to spread Miracle Whip on the damn thing. Every single time they want to spread Miracle Whip.
But you're not spreading Miracle Whip.
They going to spread Miracle Whip, and I'm going to tell you why. Wheat bread, that's our issue.
Yeah.
But here comes Jay-Z spreading Miracle Whip, meaning the white man want to insert him. If he wanted to do
He's got
right,
money.
If he wanted to do right by the issue,
okay,
he would have said, number one, before I sign my name on the dotted line, these players who wants to take a knee doesn't have no penalties.
But you don't own a team. See, you have to put yourself in a power position. And I see the man
has to say you have to put yourself in position.
Yes.
But he was in a position.
He wasn't in a position.
Get legislation and stuff done before he signed on the dotted line.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Well, first of all, we don't know. We don't know because we weren't at the table.
I mean,
but I know
everybody wants to basically say Beyonce, he has a family to feed.
Yeah.
So does everybody else. But you don't capitalize on a black issue. Again, you want to talk about wheat bread,
what we supposed to do?
You want to spread Miracle
sing
Whip on
Kumbaya,
the
be hungry, shake a can in the street.
Jennifer,
baby,
your response.
Jay-Z.
Well, I do have a response.
Jay-Z.
I do have a response. And so let me just say that, even as a business owner, we are always, as Black people, we're supposed to be the people who have suffered, and therefore we're not supposed to be, shrewd business people. And that can hurt you because you're in America, and this is business, and it's a contact sport. It's very shrewd. So he has an opportunity to make money despite the Colin Kaepernick thing. I think that he's probably being very strategic.
Yes.
He's probably going, well, you know what? You screwed over my brother because he is all about the street.
I don't
all about the
Jay-Z knows about the struggle. I think that he knows.
Tell him.
Hold on. So what I'm thinking,
yes,
I'm thinking this, that he is fighting the battle in his way. Colin Kaepernick was a football player, and his venue was to take a knee on Sunday. That was his venue. That was his stage. And he did it. But we all can't get behind him in exactly that way.
That's right.
But we should do our part. I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm with you. Mara. I see what you're saying. But I am saying, I hope that he is going to
Let me clarify the record here. It was reported in TMZ, breaking news, that he did talk to the NFL while this situation was going on last year.
Okay, but it takes overnight to cut these deals. Go ahead.
I have to put it out there.
Okay.
And also, the media thing that happened last week, over the weekend, and when he made that statement, they edit what Charlemagne the God said regarding Chris Kaepernick. Now, there is a controversy regarding that. So the reason why I cut you off is because I want people to understand this is still an ongoing situation, because people want to find out, okay, again, you're talking about wheat bread issues, but again, you want to spread Miracle Whip on it.
No.
But I cut her off, so I'm going to finish her because I have to let people know what the current situation is. So go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, I see what you're saying, that people have these grand opportunities and then they seem to always fall through and wither away. But I think that Jay-Z is going to take this and run with this in a very, very unique way.
Jay-Z, I love
That's just my take on it. I think he is. I don't think. I mean, he reminds me of like a LeBron James. He's not gonna just
Yes.
go away, take the money
I
and
fucking
run.
love.
But
I
I
think it's
don't
gonna
think
be.
LeBron James would even do that. I don't, because you just can't talk about black issues and then you go run behind. It's kind of like this. You mentioned Harriet Tubman,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And
absolutely. My hero.
Harriet Tubman said, "Okay, come on over here.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I'm gonna free you. But you turn right back, I'm gonna kill you."
Mm-hmm.
That's what the black
Okay,
community
well,
is. Wait. That's what the black community is saying. It's saying
no, yeah.
you cannot sit here and say I'm for the cause, because if you really for the cause, you would have made sure before you signed on a dotted line and made things happen. He was in
Lawrence,
that capacity.
I can't agree with that because
I think what we have to look at it is this. Let's take Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, for example, have seen somebody get lynched or whooped in her slavery day, but she couldn't step up and say something at that moment,
right,
because her movement would be done. So it's those moments, right? And so Obama couldn't do all that he wanted to do so he could get something done. We as black people, we are brilliant as we are. We basically run the show on the cultural level for the planet. But as much as influence that we have on that level, we do not own those purse strings. And
and technically we do on the purse strings, because according to Forbes,
we don't.
but according to Forbes magazine, we have the consumer power. We have trillions of dollars.
We haven't harnessed it. We're like roving cats.
Right.
And so what do we do with these white football owners who are all white and all Republicans?
Well, that's
what
Jay-Z...
you're gonna control them? No. You get their money first. Money power.
You have to be strategic.
Money first.
Because here's the thing. A lot of people,
and then you do something. I'm telling you.
That's true.
We inherited this. We're not gonna come out of this with a machete.
Right.
We'll come out of this as what is your radio show? Intellect. We're gonna come out of this intellectually. And that's, I think, the circle that we're finally coming around in. A lot of pockets, in especially urban America, we're finally getting that part. That you can get the money and run, but your ass is still in the gutter. You only one out of a million black people that's doing something. You still in the gutter.
That's
Oprah Winfrey can go to Paris. She's still a nigga.
Right.
It's still, you have to bring a lot of
one comedian said if Oprah was without her makeup, nobody wouldn't recognize her.
Well, that's me. Right. Me too. Most women. I mean, come on now.
But we're talking about money, though.
Yeah, we're talking about money.
As a money machine.
And just to know that you are, as an African American woman, I mean, I could be LeBron's wife or his mother and walk in someplace. You don't know that I'm his mother, that I could go up there and buy that $16,000 purse. So just
you're
because, right, you're going to disrespect me just because you assume I can't get it? I don't have to be Oprah. All these ball players have moms, sisters, aunts, cousins that they love.
But soon as they disrespect us, it goes back to what happened a couple of months ago.
What happened?
When Gucci did what they did with the scarf. And Merriweather said, F everybody in the African American community. That's my money. But what he failed to realize,
I disagree with him.
The blacks was in support, even when he was wrong. But that was wrong. Only thing we're saying is basically Jay-Z for the hip hop community went out there and said, I'm supporting this brother.
But he's supporting him on another level. We don't know what level.
You just can't support a brother on another level behind a brother's back.
Why can't you?
You can't.
Because if I'm making a strategic move, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing.
Things one way.
And that's too bad for the people who see it one way.
We only see it one way.
Well, it's like Christmas.
Like if you want to be, this is how Harriet Tubman said it. If you want to be free, it's only one way in and one way out. One way in, one way out.
And her brother didn't even want to go. So she never even freed her brother. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to take a stand for all black folks.
I don't want to be killed.
Okay. And that was his choice. He wanted to stay there. So Jay-Z has, and all I can do is assume, because the brother is a billionaire. to say that I've got to make a boss and strategic move.
I
You don't get to be
seriously
a
disagree with
30-something-year-old billionaire by
I
being
think he
dumb.
got something else going on.
Absolutely.
I really do.
He's making
I think he
strategic
got-
moves.
I think he
And
does.
you
A lot of
don't
people
never show a
say-
person your left hand. You don't show them. You don't show them your left hand. You keep working with that right hand, baby. You don't
And that's
show
who
them.
you dealing with.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the issue that I have here.
What's the issue?
The issue is, again,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot talk wheat bread issues and spread Miracle Whip on
Yes,
it.
you can, because there's some Miracle Whip for some
Well,
folks with some wheat bread.
let's break it down. Well, wait a
Right.
minute. Well, so let's go back. Let's go back a moment.
Okay.
Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he? He's not even 40 years old, I would assume.
I think he's still in his 20s. He's young.
I mean, he's a young guy.
Yeah, he's young. Got a whole life ahead of him.
I'm thinking this way. Why are you fighting your battle in this way? It's not smart, even for you. It doesn't mess with your money. We are not organized
But
enough
it's
as
a
people.
principle. It's the principle.
I
And
know
I can
it's
counter-
a principle.
and I can counter
when
that.
you
It's the
have
principle.
those lofty principles, you have a consequence to those principles, knowing the racial history that we are still trying to overcome. And you don't overcome it. We overcome nothing.
Well,
You gotta be smart.
the NFL
You
is
have to be
represented
smart. So
by
you taking
80%.
a knee. You got everybody taking a knee. You got all these white owners going, what the F? Now they're not going to hire you. Everybody's upset. You got these people saying, well, I'll go with you for a minute, but at the same time,
I have
all
to
of Black
eat.
America,
Right.
all of Black America has taken a knee on Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Don't just go with Jay-Z.
Right.
All these people have stood back and said, brother, what you want me to do now? I'm with you, but what you want me to do? That's where we are as a people, because we realize our power. As far as that
Well,
goes,
the
it's limited.
issue
It's
is,
limited.
to my knowledge, and I could be wrong on this, my knowledge was to restrict the NFL from its ratings and advertisement. And they have suffered from that.
Which is probably why they invited Jay-Z to the
And
table.
there goes my point. Of all the
Well,
people,
there goes his point, right?
there's my point. My point is, you're going to target. It's kind of like the Black Panther issue, which we also discussed.
Right.
Okay, the government infiltrated Black Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they know if they were strong and they were united, they can do some bad stuff.
No, because they had the guns. The government had the guns at that time. You couldn't protect yourself against that. Where were you going to go? No, where were you going to go? Once they locked all y'all up.
Knew the law.
Right,
The
right.
brothers knew the law. The problem is they infiltrated from the inside. And that's what the NFL did. They infiltrated from the inside, and that inside was Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z is smarter than that.
would not perform. All the other artists that would have brought them money and brought them ratings would not perform. And basically, they would say, who will not say no? They can't say no to Jay-Z.
Okay, so
I really believe that. I really believe
one
that.
or two things is going to happen.
Yes.
Jay-Z's street cred is going to go to zero because of this BS. Or Jay-Z's street cred is going to go take another heightened level because he's going to take all that money and do some serious intellectual mind tricks with it.
Well, look at
it's going to be either way.
Well, look at your boy already has the big three team. The big three. Ice-T, Ice Cube has the big. Excuse me, I said Ice-T. Lord, forgive me. But anyway, he's already started his team, a basketball team. There's more than one way with these brothers, with the money that these brothers are making now. You have to bring these men to the table and say, okay, what's it going to take now? The playing field is beginning to level off a bit to give these brothers some power. But if you don't get a place at the table, it's just like Jen and I. We talk about this all the time. We've been scrapping and dancing and all that for years to get solid. It's taken almost 20 years to get solid contracts, okay, with products that nobody else has.
That nobody else has.
Nobody else has. But yet, you could be Molly Sue, and they're gonna bring you right in and do some
And you
business with
see,
you.
and you see
Yeah.
products that are mediocre at that.
Right, and they're
National
right there.
distribution. What?
So we
National distribution on this.
right, and we know that there's a problem, but we also know you can't go to the table fighting. And my position has been, I don't know anything about suntan lotion. I don't know whether you rub it on while you're getting brown. Do you put too much on to get browner? Do you spray something after you get brown to keep it? I don't know. Okay.
Because you're black.
Exactly. So I don't expect anybody white to know about my hair and what I need. What I do expect you to do.
But that's why I keep on saying to other people,
Mhm.
they will hire a sister like you
Mhm.
who want the money.
Mhm. But it's not just the money.
Is it? Well,
it's not just the money.
That want the money.
Mhm. Okay.
And say, this is what I think
Mhm.
these women want.
Mhm.
This is what I think.
Mhm.
Right.
Look at what's going on. Only thing I'm saying,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that you're right or you're wrong. And I'm challenging because nobody else is not challenging these issues.
We can tell you that. You're right.
Because nobody is not saying, sister, that's a bad move. Brother, that's a bad move. And we have strong representation. 80% of the NFL is represented by the African American community.
Yes, you're right.
And that is true.
But do you
we have the consumer power, and we can tell Coca-Cola to go to hell, but we won't. We can even tell Nike to go to hell, but we won't.
So why are you mad at Jay-Z then?
What I'm mad at Jay-Z because he was the first one to sit there and say, I'm black and I'm black. They was wrong. And I'm black and I'm black. But behind his back, you're going to make a deal?
But I don't think it's behind his back. If somebody comes to you,
Kaepernick.
Okay.
Days before they did that.
Okay.
And that was wrong.
Why was it wrong? Because he called it?
Because he was negotiating with the NFL all along when he said no to the Super Bowl. Remember, they picked Jay-Z before they picked anybody to perform at the Super Bowl.
So you know what Jay-Z showed him?
He said no to the Super Bowl.
He said no to the Super Bowl.
And that was a strategic move. So it showed them that, brother, you need me. Because see, y'all suffered from the Super Bowl. So I am the king of hip hop. And if you want to talk deal, then
Jay-Z
you need to
is the king of hip hop.
Jay-Z,
he is not the king of hip hop. He's the king
you showed him that you could shut it down.
He's a king
of something else,
and they
but
came
he's
to
not
him.
The king of hip hop. They shut it down. He shut it down. And they came to him and said, we want to talk. We want to talk right now. We want to talk. Okay. And he said, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Because he had to show them.
But why he didn't bring Chris Kaepernick to the table?
Because it ain't about just Chris Kaepernick. It's about his son.
But
I promise you, this is about little
issue.
Jay-Z. No, baby, don't get it twisted. This is about Jay-Z's son. This is not about Colin Kaepernick. How do you say his last name? How do you pronounce his last name?
Colin
Kaepernick. Okay, this isn't about him. And that's what people need to understand. When Jay-Z goes home and goes to bed at night, I promise you, I ain't never been there. I don't know. Jay-Z, we want to invite you on the show to get this straight. But I promise you,
I don't think he wants to.
Sure he would come. Sure he would come. Because this is about Jay-Z's children. I have never, other than my father, seen a man so passionate.
But what about other people's children? You can't sit there.
I have to feed mine first now.
No. I think that's because
Kaepernick made a choice. He has to live with his choices.
And he doesn't have a family to feed. He doesn't have anybody. It's just him. It's a different mindset when it's just you. Jay-Z.
But people have suffered from police brutality.
Okay, but
what about those families?
What about them? What about them? Did on some of them, they're absolutely. Somebody just went to jail today or got fired today for choke holding. Yeah, it's wrong. I'll be the first to say it's horrible and it's wrong. But I also say people need to teach their children actually to respect the police. If they say stop, stop. They say, let me talk to you, talk to you. But I'm not arguing with anybody with a gun. Now, y'all can argue with a person with a gun. Charmin's not doing it.
Respect has to go both ways.
Well, you're the man with the gun. No,
respect has to go both ways.
But that's not the place to argue with the man in the gun. Let's go to court.
I'm not saying you're right.
Right.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Right.
Only thing I'm saying is two things.
Okay.
Number one, there is no way,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people should be like, when the police say stop, they have a right to say, what are you stopping me for?
Well, that's what they should say.
They have a right
Absolutely.
to say, what are you searching my car
of course.
for? Why?
Of course.
What I'm saying is, when someone knows their rights, the police challenge them, and they don't have, under the Constitution.
Well, I'm not arguing with you. You can do whatever you want, because I'm going to get me a lawyer. I'm going to get me a lawyer. Yeah, I'm going to get me a lawyer. You can do whatever you want, but that's why I'm going to go call.
What I'm saying is this.
Sam Adams. I'm going to get Sam Adams for him. See, so I'm not arguing with you. I'm going to let Mr. Adams do my argument. I'm not going to do it.
What I'm trying to get at is this, and then we have to move on because we're almost running out of time, and next time we're going to find a place where we can really argue. I just want to make this.
Because you're not gonna get any ground with me with Jay-Z. I love a brother that's feeding his family, baby. A brother just said, baby, I'm going shopping, and he just pull out that black platinum card. Boom!
But Beyonce make more money than him.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It feels good coming from your husband. It feels good.
It's kind of
I think so. I never had it, but I would think it feel good. I would think.
I don't know what to do with
you. Now look, let's go back to this ground.
But let me go back. So
okay.
Very quickly, I got a couple of questions. How can Black entrepreneurs help each other out instead of about me? And that's the issue that we talked about. So I start with you, Jennifer.
Sure. I think entrepreneurs, especially Black entrepreneurs, they need to create their own microsystems of support. And the microsystem support is really based on the development side of the business, of the product. So we need to have places where we learn about especially the technology part of it. Google Groups and Amazon and all the different spaces where you could sell. And once you understand that, then you need to get understanding of sourcing whatever it is that you're selling. If you're making a food product, you need to be sourcing the stuff. If you're having manufacturing, you need to understand all of that part of it. So sort of like an incubator, but sort of like a support group where we're checking each other. And then finally, you need to have like picture taking and videos of all the stuff that you're doing, because otherwise nobody knows you exist. You don't have any nice media around it. And then after you have your media around it, then now you're putting it on social media and you're pushing it out and you're emailing and you're basically doing your push outs, and then you're talking on the radio shows. You're doing all that. And then after that, now you start looking into, okay, how can I grow my business? And then that's where you start reaching out and looking into brokers and all that. But you got to have sort of an ecosphere and a microsystem of support on the foundational stuff. Do not look for anybody else to help you. It's got to be people who are actually almost in the same rut, but then you bring in people who are professionals. Don't pay someone to do that because you don't really have the money. And I think that's where a lot of people have failed. They pay all this money to do all these things, and then they still don't have a prize at the end of the day. They don't have anything at the end of the day. So that's what I think they should do, like right off immediately. Right off immediately, they should basically set themselves up, get their support systems together. That's what's going to be my check and balance. When Charm calls me, did you do this? Did you see this? Did you do that? I can't say, maybe, no. So, right? So you have these people who are around you, supporting you, encouraging you to do all those steps. If you don't do those steps that I just aligned, you won't have a product, you won't have a business. And I didn't even go into like all this stuff. So but those are the basics, right? Yeah.
So my question to you, what is the best advice you can give to an aspiring entrepreneur?
Inspiring
Uh,
entrepreneur would that be
that
for me
was
or
for me.
Sharp?
Charmin.
Oh, the best advice that I would give somebody is to number one, pray. You really there's an excellent book called Conversations with God: 2 Centuries of Prayer by African Americans by James Melvin Washington. One of the most incredible books that every entrepreneur really should have, because it helps you to go back and see how we got to where we are, um, how we got here, and the sacrifice. And that is what's going to give you the power to keep going, that sacrifice. And the other thing is to hang around people that are as passionate and excited about growing a business as you. You have to know that the company you keep is imperative to your growth. I mean, you wouldn't plant a seed and then put oil on top of it. You gonna put some water and some sunshine and a little fertilizer. A business is the same way. Somebody's gonna come in bringing sunshine. Somebody's gonna come in bringing fertilizer. Somebody's gonna come in sprinkling a little rain, and that's what you need. It's about surrounding yourself with great people. And last but not least is to make sure that you go to the crownactlaw.com and submit your questions there, your answers there, your support there, and allow us to come get your group together. Jen and I are happy to go out and talk to you, inspire you to make sure that you're tracking right.
And also, you guys want legislation about corporations like Walgreens, CVS, or even dollar stores needs to have at least 35% of Black products or Black independent products inside the stores in our own
Absolutely.
community. Please explain that, and can you explain it briefly because we're almost running out of time?
Yeah,
So do you
well,
want
it's
me to?
important that we have, they used to say get 10% or 15%. No, we have to have numbers that say, this is by an African American product, a little section in there that says natural hair by, naturally, but because it's so important that we get this done. Jen, you might want to touch on that a bit.
Yeah,
It,
because and I think we sort of said before that, you could just get, I'm not going to name any names. You could get these big box companies and then they can hire that Black face representative and then they've got that. They've met that. So we're not saying that. What we're saying is this is a Black company that has done the research and they also have a great product. So let's not let these Black companies be non-existent. So with that, now, you have all these certifications under the sun. You got the WEB and the DB and all this stuff. So now, if it's not a certification, there could just be some type of understanding that this is a section. If it's a 40-foot section, well, then there has, like, say, 80 pegs, 10 pegs in this African American multicultural hair section are set aside for those companies that are Black owned, that have a Black product. Now, they're not companies that can't deliver. Of course, they're going to need to deliver, but these are companies that need to stay in the game. Otherwise,
right.
You have this Black hair, and you're doing this research, and you're doing your own recipes, and it never makes it to the market. How is that going to ever make it to the market? And some people say, well, it can make it to the market. Yeah, but the buying apparatus now can say, no, I have a relationship with this guy and I don't need another one. So you go away, shoot, fly, shoot. The buying apparatus basically has locked out Black ownership from being on the national level of which Black people are giving all their money to. Is this crazy? So,
Well, I think the buyers
we talk about that Black dollar saying something.
Right.
I think that Black women have the courage to start speaking up now. So I think it's going to, with the Crown Act law and all this stuff happening, I think especially in the Black hair care section,
right,
something like this, I don't know what it's going to look like, but something like this is going to happen in the next year or 2 years.
I have a suggestion for you guys. Is it possible that you guys can set up some kind of, let's say, a petition to get this passed?
It's on the site.
It's on the site.
And where they can find it
On the site, crownactlaw.com. Oh, it's a
And go to
powerful site.
contact us.
Yeah. And go to
Yeah,
contact
contact
us. And
And then that's where you basically
put your
you
information.
basically state what you want. Yeah.
Right. Put your information down.
There's like multiple things you can state what you want, and that's one of them.
Okay, now just briefly, just in case people are tuning in to intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station.
Yeah.
Jennifer, I'm going to give you the perspective of what is Crown Act law before we wrap things up. Again, so people would know, give them the website
Sure.
and the contact, and also your information about your products as well.
Okay, great. So the Crown Act is a law that went into effect. It's a state law in California. So before there were like little pieces of things, like the military did it and then different people. But now the state of California said the whole state, no one can be discriminated against their hair. So there's like hair rights, anti-discrimination against natural hair. That's what the Crown Act is about. So the whole state of California, in human resource settings, state houses, any public building, you cannot be discriminated against your hair, or you will then be in a situation where someone is denying you your civil rights. That is very powerful. So that's the state of California. New York quickly did it for the whole state of New York. Michigan, it's a bill that's underway. Ohio, there's a bill that's underway. The whole state. I can't emphasize enough. This is for the whole state of whatever it is. So that's the newness. That's the unique situation of it all. So again, it's called the Crown Act. And what we're saying is, like on the website, crownactlaw.com, you can petition to have it passed in your state. So if you don't live in California, like me, I live in Illinois, I would say, okay, everybody in Illinois, we need to say to our state representatives, like, we want this. We think this is fair. We think this is right. And then when that happens, we feel like the residual effects would be a certification for Black products, will be natural hair teaching modules in cosmetology schools. There's only 19 cosmetology schools, only 19 states have natural hair teaching modules, only 19 of the 50 states. Then we can also talk about how can we talk about having human resource personnel books have a little snippet about this. This is another thing, like, you cannot discriminate against someone's appearance, including their natural hair. So all of those things will be residual effects of the Crown Act coming into law in all these different states. So it's going to be powerful. That's what it is. So again, the website is crownactlaw.com.
And
so,
also
yeah.
your product as well.
So my product is under the brand Jenny Cap and under the brand Rock's Hair. It is a line of head garments about on the website jennycap.com, spelled JENNYCAPP.com. You will find a whole array of scarves and wraps and bonnets and caps and just everything for hair. You can wear it during the day and you don't look like, something just hideous rag on your head. Or, I've taken that into consideration. It actually looks like a millenary piece of art. It's pretty. You can actually wear it and it actually looks like a cap, but it's soft enough and comfy so that you can wear it at night. And then the ultimate thing of it all, there are actual elements to these caps that maintain Black hair. So it's snug where it needs to be snug. It wicks, it breathes, it's lightweight. So all of that is available at jennycap.com, JENNYCAPP.com.
All right. And tell us the added piece towards the legislation that we just talked about a few minutes ago about Black products in stores such as CVS, Walgreens, and dollar stores around the neighborhood, and beauty products in
Right.
neighborhood stores.
Thank you, Roman. We want to make sure that the buyers and the companies, and with the buyers contact Jen and I. We also want to make sure there's legislation, that there's space. We no longer want people to say, you get 10% of space. This is our playground. It really is. And we can't
Correct.
afford to let anyone take or guess about our playground.
What we need.
What we need, what we want. This is our hair. We know it. I don't want to be in the suntan lotion business. I'd mess up, and I'd be happy to bring someone in that could help me pick the right products for suntan lotion. I wouldn't just say, I have one. You don't know my hair. So the best thing for you to do is to bring me in and allow me to work with you, making sure that we have the hottest and the best products and a section where sisters can be proud because they know when they go there, this is a product, not that they have to guess with, that this has been tried and tested. And it's the best product, like Rockylocks. Rockylocks.com. We've got an adult line coming out in 2020. Right now, if you go to rockylocks.com, ROCYALOX, rockylocks.com. Got a wonderful sale going. We're excited. We're making footprints here in Chicago. I want to thank all the buyers, Stephen at the Sugar Beet, Whole Foods, 7-Eleven. It's just been wonderful to break ground. We've got some stores we won't talk about because we're breaking new ground. We're excited because people are excited. I don't care what you're hearing, what you're saying about president or anything else. There are good people holding our hands, walking us through, seeing the product, seeing the vision of where we're going. And anybody that wants to, jump in on this $1 trillion business, they're going to be calling Jen and I. Because you'd be crazy to have a store and not say, you know what, I need the dynamic duo to help me, work through these products. Now, let me say this real quick about hair, because Mr. Smiley on his program the other day with my girl Juicy, he actually put a picture up of her next to, oh my God, his I see his face right here in front of me.
Frederick
Douglass. And while they thought it was funny, we can have inside funny jokes about hair and all that, but it's not funny when it goes to the outside. It's not funny because we are on a learning curve, a teaching curve of teaching women. That's why I have Rocky Locks and little girls right now, because I want little girls to learn to love their hair. It's so important because they've been so damaged to think they have horrible hair. And we've got to change that. So yeah. I love Mr. Smiley, Ricky Smiley, but he did hurt my feelings. My feelings really were hurt, and they were hurt for her because, and even though the brat and everybody apologized, but we must realize this subject is so sensitive that if we don't appreciate and love one another's hair, you can't expect any other race to respect our hair. So outside of the home, you can't do it. It's just not funny. Now, if you want to, make fun at home or whatever, but this is a
don't
sensitive.
Even do it there.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. But boys will be boys. But Juicy, darling,
don't say that.
I'm gonna apologize because it hurt my feelings, simply because it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. It's not funny. And we want people to know
that creates a whole level.
A whole level that we just don't need. We've got enough problems, And may I end saying I love Jay-Z. He made a boss move for his family.
His family. You just had...
for his family. And
I would tell you
out there with boss moves.
Let me
call me.
Let me tell you one thing that
boss move. Buy your baby some boots. There you
one
go.
Of the sayings that a saying around my house is,
what is it?
If for the guys, don't bring her home if she can't use your comb.
Okay.
Oh.
For the girls, don't bring him home if he can't use your comb.
Okay.
So we got to start that. What? We got to start that Black love connection again with that Black on Black love, not Black love, Black on Black love. There's a difference. because
carrot.
it's
Yeah.
not just the hair. Even though I have one or two waves that's popping up,
I see him.
okay, it's getting there.
Mhm.
But because I know I'm way over time, and I'm probably getting a hard rap. So for us as African American men and women,
Mhm.
we have to embrace each other.
We do.
We can disagree,
We can disagree.
even
don't,
though.
Don't y'all disagree. Y'all know Jay-Z making
Oh,
boss moves. He making boss moves, baby. I ain't never had a brother with a
I
boss
just
move.
have to bring
I'm
her back.
excited.
I have to bring
And
her
he
back.
got natural hair for real.
Right.
Oh, don't get me started.
And his family.
Don't get me started.
Come on,
Are you
Well,
kidding
no.
me?
Beyonce got no natural hair.
I was about to go there. Beyonce doesn't have no
She
natural
come
hair.
around.
Well, but she's,
You come
but you know
around.
what? She is an artist, so she can do whatever she wants, and all
Oh,
artists
don't
do.
give me that. You
All
can't.
artists
It
do.
goes back to what I said. You can't talk wheat bread issues and spread mayonnaise
You can put
on
some
it.
mayonnaise on that one, baby,
No,
because Jay-Z made some boss moves, and watch
Okay,
what happened.
as a treat for coming up on the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com, courtesy of Earl Winfrey and our executive producer, Wanda.
Yes, Wanda B.
And we're going to feature you guys' products on Black Products and Black.com, which is a sister web Facebook page, so you guys can
all right, we're gonna
advertise
push it out.
anytime,
Thank
anywhere
you.
for
Thank you.
free,
Thank you.
courtesy of IntellectualRadio.com.
Thank you very much.
What we're gonna do?
So we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And please don't be a stranger.
You know I won't.
And Jennifer, you owe me a tray.
I owe you a tray with some cheese. It involves. I will.
That's
I
going to
will.
do it for
Call
us.
you offline and see exactly what I could do. Cause yeah, I owe you that.
Oh, okay, no problem. I hope you
Bye-bye.
had a good time. Thank you so much.
I
That's
did.
going to do
Okay.
it for us on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. Thanks to Wanda, who is our executive producer today. Earl, who's behind the scenes. You guys have a wonderful week. Don't forget the Crown Law Act.
Crown Act Law.
Crown Act Law. Have a
Dot
good one.
com.
.com.
Hello.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.